Hey guys, good morning to my Texas Realtor friends. Wanted to talk to y'all real quick about not the contract changes coming up soon, but instead talk about something that happened back in January, Texas Senate Bill 1968. So it went into effect in January of this year, and it has some substantial changes to the Real Estate License Act, particularly in sections 562 and 563. What that means to agents is that just showing a property doesn't create an agency relationship, but you must have a written showing agreement to show a property unless it is the listing of you or your brokerage. So if you are showing your own listing, if you are showing a brokerage listing, holding an open house on your own listing, holding an open house on one of your brokerage listings, you're all fine. All that's required is for you to tell people, hey, my name is Mindy, my brokerage represents the seller of this property. If you are showing any other listing, you need to have at minimum a showing agreement. The showing agreement is a new form that came out in February of this year. It's one page, it's short, it's easy, it's non-exclusive. It has to have the property filled in, one property. It's for a maximum of 14 days. So if somebody does a showing agreement, you might have to do multiple showing agreements, at which point I would probably try to flip them to a buyer's rep, but for the first time, I might do a showing agreement. The same is true for an open house, friends. If you are holding an open house on a listing that does not belong to you or your brokerage, now we have to give every person that comes through that open house that showing agreement form, which is weird. I think you would agree. So the moral to this story is don't do it. I don't know why we're doing it anyway, guys. There's got to be somebody at your brokerage that can help. So reach out to your broker. They'll help you find somebody to hold your open house. But let's quit doing that. Number two, and this is not a new thing, you must have a buyer's representation agreement. The fact that it's a statute is a new thing. This is not Trek now telling you. This is not the Code of Ethics. This is not your broker telling you. This is now Texas legislation that is telling you you must have a written representation agreement, and you must have it before you start providing brokerage activities to a prospect. So before you write an offer, before you give your opinion on a price, before you pull comps, provide a CMA, guys, you have got to have a written representation agreement before you do these things, any of them. We have got to stop writing the buyer's representation agreement after the contract, at the time of the contract. It needs to be done before you start providing any advice or opinion to that buyer prospect. I hear it all the time. We don't do that. We've never done them. I just write it up, later before closing. We can't do that, guys. This is now a state statute. We got to have our buyer's representation agreement signed. Limits liability for you and limits liability for your broker. So I think that's about it on that one. Give me a call if you have any questions. And P.S. Go take a contracts class before July 1st. Okay, thanks. Bye.